Welcome to another episode of Treasure Corals, and this week this channel finally reached 5,000 subscribers. I want to say thank you all for subscribing, for spreading the word, and I am planning to reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2023, and with your help, hopefully we'll make it happen. So go to your local social media outlets and share your favorite episodes with others. Hopefully we'll see those numbers skyrocket. With that said, I want to kick off this week with a new episode, and this is an interview with a 700-gallon shark aquarium. Last video that I posted in the summer, the folks that are building the system had it empty, and now we finally have water. So with that said, let's take a dive in. Well, we are back at the shark tank. This is a 700-gallon monster aquarium, and this time we have water inside. So I'm very excited to do a quick update of the aquarium and see what the plans are for the next couple of months. So with that said, let's walk around, and I have a few questions. So what has changed since the last time we've been here?
I think we've gotten the cabinetry done since the last time you were here to start, and the lights have gone up. Our cabinetry is the front panels and the bottom side panels. They are all held on by magnets so that you can take all of the pieces off to get access to do maintenance.
I love it.
We've also installed a swing door on the one side of the aquarium.
So maybe we can demonstrate that, because this is something that I do like a lot.
Which allows us to get into our filtration.
I love it. I noticed that this is not your common reef tank, because this is all about the sharks, so the design here is a little bit different. We don't have a sump underneath.
No
but
sump.
We do have a sand filter. Is that what it is?
It's a bead filter.
Bead filter.
That's our next step, is to get the bead filter running. We are using a bead filter that is piped right into our plumbing, so that when we do tank cleanings, we just flush it right into our plumbing in the house.
So it's almost inspired by the pools, right? I mean, the swimming pools. It's a similar idea.
Yeah, it's a pond. This particular filter is used quite a bit in ponds. We've got an inline heater built into the system as well. That's a hot tub. It's actually a hot tub heater.
Oh, this one here?
That's the heater in the back on the wall.
That is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think it took you several months to get it, right? Almost 6 months to get it here in Canada?
Yeah, it took us, it came from San Diego, I think that's where it came from.
Shout out to San Diego.
And it probably took us about 8 months to get the filter into Canada as well. It also came from the US.
Just want to say this is one of the most patient builds that I've ever seen. Knowing myself, I'd be kicking, kind of going as fast as possible, but I think you guys are very patient and you are very meticulous. I just want to point out that we have a little curtain in the back there. So what's the purpose of the curtain? Just to hide the electricity outlets and whatnot?
Yeah, so if you're actually sitting down in what you call the TV area of our room, if you were to look over, you could see everything against the wall, because the wall's white.
Yes.
So we put the black curtain across the back, so once you're sitting, you can't see anything once all the cabinetry's on.
I love it.
We also have, if you look on either of the sides, you can see it in the sides. On the one side, you would be able to see in the pipes on the right. On the left, you can see there's a white wall. We actually have 2 acrylic sleeves that are going to go on the sides of the tank, so that will also be blacked out. You won't be able to see that.
Right? Very nice.
What else have we done? We have a glass lid that is in a number of pieces. The lid isn't on yet because we still need to get into the tank to put our wave makers in.
Yep.
And they need
this
to do
is the ledge for the glass, right? So
yeah,
basically.
Yeah, and it's a completely removable lid as well. Each
Sweet.
panel is separate, and it's got some feeding holes cut into the top of it as well.
Nice. So that's you're thinking of pretty much everything here. So
And we're going very slowly. We're probably, this is 3 years that we first talked to Miracles about building the tank. So
shout out to Derek at Miracles. I just want to commend you on the cabinetry. I think it fits so well, and it's very a good idea to do the magnets because everything is removable. You can easily access everything, and for the equipment that you will be accessing, I noticed that you are running the Radians.
Yeah, for the lights, we've got, I think we've got 8 of them there. And we've got them running off of 2 separate outlets. We found that if we tried to put them all on one outlet, it was too heavy of a charge and it was tripping out.
I've seen that before. Yep.
So we've pulled the wires to the side. We've got everything sort of on the sides behind the panels there. To turn the power on and off, we just turn the power bars on and off for each of them.
And I believe you have 2 MP60s that are going into this tank as well?
Yeah. So we're going to put one on the left side, shooting forward, pushing the air forward.
Right over here, so yes.
And we're going to put one on the right side going across the tank to try and create some circular motion as much as possible.
That is
we had some
beautiful.
Limitations with how we built the tank into the wall. It's only about 6 inches off the back wall. We can get access underneath to put something on the back, but on the left side it's completely against the wall. So it's one thing that we didn't know when we did that. In hindsight, we probably should have left a little bit more space on the left side of the tank.
Well, at some point you can always add another power head and just kind of hide it behind the rock work, whatnot. Some that go inside, but the benefit of MP60 and MP40 is the fact that the dry side is outside, so all the wiring and everything does not touch the water.
So our the last thing that we've done over the last week, we've been filling the tank with it's just RO water. We have an RO machine in our mechanical room.
Gorgeous.
The water is the water lines are through the ceiling. And they come out on the right side.
Yes.
It's just temporary to fill the tank. We built it as we might need this in the future. So once we're done getting the tank completely filled, those lines will get pulled out and tucked away. So in case we need to use them again. But it was suggested to us that we start with pure RO water.
Yes.
To avoid any, delays in getting to the right quality of water.
Well, this is it's a good idea, and looks like you are almost done. I would say you are about 80% I think done, which is excellent. I recognize the stacks. This is the 2 little fishies stacks. That's a lot of boxes. I'm even afraid to ask how many boxes there were, but I think it's a very nice scape as well. Like it gives you a lot of depth. And it's funny for anybody who does not know too much about aquariums and how the water compresses things. It does not look as deep front to back because there is actually water that makes everything a lot more a lot shorter because of the light diffraction. But if you look from the top, you can actually see that it is 4 feet front to back?
Yeah, it's 4 feet.
Yeah. So from the air, it looks like 4 feet, but when you look in the water, it looks a little bit more compressed. So this is definitely going to get the depth. And I take it the next steps are getting the salt mix. So once you fill it up completely, you'll add salt and start with the water circulation. Is that correct?
Yeah, so once they come in and start up the filter so that we get the water moving, they check the fittings to make sure that there isn't any
Yes.
issues. Then we will put the salt in, get the salt to the right salinity levels. And then we've purchased it's live sand, live wash sand. So, and then we'll put that in last.
That's the Fauna Marin one?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So yeah, that's a great brand. You also have the water sensor here.
So we've put a number of water sensors in. We've got some of the one-time use pop-ups in underneath.
Smart.
As well as one that's just got the long string detector. These ones we purchased because we wanted to be able to get the notification to our phones if there's water detected. So those ones we just got the other day to put in.
Nice.
We haven't had any issues with the tank.
This is...
we just started filling it. It took us about 7 or 8 days to get the water to this level, just running nonstop.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, this is spectacular. Definitely commend you on that. And I think the biggest question I have is once everything is up and running, what are the steps in terms of adding some livestock in here? Well, have you still looking to the same plan? Are you changing things up a little bit? What's your vision now?
We were talking, initially our plan was to put in a smooth hound shark. What we've learned over the last couple of years as we're going through the process is that it's probably not the best environment to put a smooth hound in. We're going to shift more to cat sharks. So the nurse shark, more bottom dweller sharks. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to, and initially our vision was just sharks. There are tropical fish that we can put in with those sharks.
Yes.
So our plan is to start with clownfish to get the biology
cycled.
And so we'll probably start with 10 or 15 or whatever we're advised to do to get the tank going. And then once we've got a good environment, then we will start bringing in some of the cat sharks.
Wow. And I do like sharks, but I'm also a huge fish guy, and I have an inkling that there's going to be a lot more other fish in this aquarium over the years. So this is my bet, and I'm actually thinking that we'll get to see a couple of easy to keep corals in here as well. Something that will add a little bit of a splash of color and movement.
Yeah, and from what we're learning is the balance of putting some of corals in with certain sharks and certain fish is a bit challenging because they eat them. So that will be definitely a learning process for us as well. One other animal we'd like to put in is maybe a small stingray.
Ooh,
the small
those are
blue
nice.
spotted stingrays.
That's an excellent idea. Well, I'm super excited about it. I think this is a great way to end the year. So this is a long project in the making, like you said, but also we started out with an empty tank, and we're wrapping up with the tank pretty much ready for action. And I'm sure our viewers are going to be excited about the next video we'll do sometime early in 2023 with some movement, with some livestock. And for anybody who has any questions for the owners of this wonderful tank or comments, just write them below and we'll make sure that to pass them along. With that said, thank you so much for inviting us, and I wish you a very happy 2023.
Thank you.
That's it for today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.